Hi everyone and welcome to Linger Longer with Books. I'm Catherine and this is the second vlog in the Linger Longer with Books series. Today I thought I would chat about some book events I'm attending soon in April and through into May, as well as some of the blog tours I'll soon be a part of. So first up, later this week I'm going to my local theatre, the Mayflower in Southampton, to see a stage production of And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I think this is safe to say, And Then There Were None is my favourite Agatha Christie novel, and I think just because it's sheer simplicity and cleverness that you just do not see coming as the reader. It doesn't feature Poirot, it doesn't feature Miss Marple. It's set just as World War II breaks out, and it's a group of strangers gathered together on a remote, stormy island where they're essentially cut off from the mainland, and they start dying in quite mysterious and horrible ways, one by one. And you think, well, if they're all dying, who is the murderer? Who does it leave? So I'm really interested to see how the plot translates onto the stage. I'm sure it'll be quite dark and mysterious in places. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it, and I will share my thoughts, I'm sure, with you very soon. Then on Saturday the 20th of April, I'm heading to Winchester, which is a beautiful historic city in Hampshire. There is the Winchester Books Festival at the moment, and I'm going to see Alison Weir talk. I think I mentioned in my first vlog, I'm a big fan of historical fiction. And I've long known about Alison Weir's 6 Tudor Queens series. I've read the first one, and this is obviously it, but I've got the second one to read, and actually I've just got my hands on the remaining 4, so I now own all 6. I'm looking forward to making my way through those. But Alison will be talking about Winchester's Queens, because some of you might be aware that Winchester has got a long, rich history of kings and queens and associations with medieval kind of and royalty and different aspects like that. So you can see the Winchester Books Festival is running for a couple of weeks, and it's got a whole variety of events and talks you can go to for all sorts of different interests. So I would highly recommend you looking kind of on the website, on socials, and if you're in Winchester, I'm sure there'll be sort of quite clear advertising around the city for you to kind of go along to talks if you wish. Then on Monday the 22nd, I will be on a blog tour for Tramp Press, and this is for the upcoming publication of Old Romantics by Maggie Armstrong. This is a debut novel, I understand, from Maggie, and I'm really intrigued to read it. I'm just going to share with you a little bit about it. So it says, slippery, flawed and acute, Old Romantics is a collection of alternative romances told from a netherworld of love and disenchantment by an astonishing new talent. The linked stories follow the interior biography of an indistinct Dublin woman from early adulthood into motherhood and the trials of young family life right up to pandemic times. Now that sounds amazing. I don't often read collections of stories or short stories, so this will be a very different read for me, which I'm sort of very open to reading all sorts of different writing. So I'm really, really excited for this one. And look how gorgeous the actual printed copy looks. How nice is that? That's stunning. Definitely a bit more exciting than black and white proof. So Old Romantics, this is out on the 18th. So about 10 days from now. So watch out for that one in bookshops. So now I'm going to talk about the events that I'm involved in and attending in May. So the first event that I'm going to in May is to listen to the super talented CJ Tudor. She'll be in conversation with fellow author Sam Holland. I've recently read The Drift by CJ and I absolutely loved it. It was completely different. It was terrifying. It was remoteness. It was people with dark secrets. It was really, really well done and gripped me the entire way through, running with 3 different groups of people and how they were getting out of, let's say, tricky situations. So I'm looking forward to seeing CJ on the 15th at my local Waterstones, and I'll report back about how that goes. I think she's just about to publish her latest novel called The Gathering, so I'll be looking to kind of swipe up a copy of that one. Then on the 19th, I'm on blog tour for Jody Cooksley's The Small Museum. I just thought I would share a few lines about what this is about if you haven't already heard of it. So, The Small Museum is hailed as a chilling historical mystery set against the Gothic backdrop of Victorian London. It's won the Caledonia Novel Award in 2023 and is inspired by the extraordinary treasure trove of curiosities that is the Hunterian Museum in London. So that sounds right up my kind of historical fiction street, particularly as it's set in Victorian London. So I'll be reporting back my thoughts when I join the blog tour on the 19th. Then on the 23rd of May, the long-awaited sequel to the brilliant Brooklyn is published, called Long Island, and I'm going along to see Colm Toibin speak at Toppings in Bath on the 29th. So that is a really special occasion and opportunity because it's been quite a few years since Brooklyn was published, and I really, really did like the film adaptation of Brooklyn. Let me know in the comments below if you've either read Brooklyn or you've seen the film and what your views are on either of them or both. I do own a couple more of his novels, which I'm yet to read, unfortunately, just because of timings. One is The Magician and one of them is Nora Webster. So I've definitely got a good stack of his to read there, but Long Island is definitely going to be very, very high up my May TBR, so watch this space. And then at the end of the month, I am returning to London to attend Capital Crime 2024. As I said in my first vlog, crime and thriller fiction is my favourite and my go-to and my sort of comfort reading space. So I will be heading to London on the Friday, even though it starts on the Thursday. I've got a weekend ticket, luckily, so I'm going to be there all day Friday and all day Saturday, and there's a whole range of talks from the kind of the most popular and kind of talented crime writers and authors out there. So just to share a couple of names with you, one of them is Alex Michaelides. The Silent Patient is on my list to read this month, so I can say that I've read one of his remarkable stories before I go. Another author who will be there is Lucy Foley. I've seen Lucy speak at Capital Crime before, and I'm really interested to see kind of what her novel is next coming up. Always really, really strong with locations and how location drives the plot forward. So yep, looking forward to seeing Lucy again. Then we have none other than Steve Kavanagh returning. He's just always so interesting to listen to about his writing approach, and kind of how he just churns out such complex, amazing, really, really well crafted novels every single time, and he's completely on fire with it. So yeah, really looking forward to hearing Steve speak. And then last but not least, one of the examples for Capital Crime is Will Dean. I've seen Will Dean speak at Harrogate a couple of years ago, and I know that he's very sort of popular and vocal on social media about his kind of writing routines. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in discussion with fellow authors. So there you have it. There are the events and the blog tours that that are on my radar for April and May. Please let me know in the comments below if you're planning on attending Capital Crime yourself, or you've heard about the books that I've highlighted in today's video. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Thanks, bye.